Well, hey, YouTube! It's Elvis here. Hey, today I wanted to talk about preparing for anything. Yes, I said it. Anything. I call it the multi-me, and it should be the multi-you. So, really what all this boils down to is mindset, and that's the number one in the category that I call the 1 through 5, and that is mindset, food, water, security, and know-how. So all on one hand, and those are just my basic principles. I mean, you can kind of fill in the blanks, right? But one of the real reasons that I decided to talk about this subject is because I am constantly, it seems, asking people to do the very basic things, right? So, I ask, friends, whatever, people you meet, people that you talk to about, all the crazy stuff that's going on. And it's always going on, right? Crazy stuff always goes on. Nothing you can do about it. We live in a crazy world. So, and especially today, because in, certain cities, it's crime is not illegal. So until crime becomes illegal and there's some kind of enforcement to enforce illegal crime, we especially need to be prepared, right? So in light of that, the conversation always comes up, well, are you, do you have food and water prepared, right? Are you, and being prepared means that you don't just go every time there's chaos in society or a problem in the world or a problem in the country. And I realize that there's people from many countries that watch this channel. And, I acknowledge you guys and appreciate you being here. But, in light of all the chaos, that the media talks about in this country, it's really only chaotic in certain run cities. In most of the places in the flyover states and the rural America, if that kind of thing went on, well, it just wouldn't go on. It's just not going to happen because, our communities are just not run that way, and the people of the communities would never allow it. I mean, it would just not happen. But never say never. It can happen, but that's what being prepared is all about. So just the basics, guys, having simple food and water supplies, or the ability to get food, grow food, or ability to get water, filter water, the ability to have your own water storage, the ability to have your own security. We have a little pesky thing called the Second Amendment in this country, and a lot of people talk about they're trying to get rid of it and all that. Well, the truth is it probably never happened, and I don't know how many generations, because I just don't think it'll ever happen, because there's just too much security in a nation full of just millions and millions of provisions for that sort of thing. So, we should never let up, and we should always press, and we should always fight, politically, and guys, we should always vote. for God's sake, if you guys are not going to vote or not ready to vote, not prepared to vote, and don't do any mail-in stuff, because I don't know where your vote's going to go. You go down and vote in person. And so don't be, even if they allow this sort of nonsense of mail-in votes, don't do it. You guys know better than that. You guys are better than that. If you're a patriotic American, you need to act like one by being prepared. Look, guys, I know we live in a cushiony society where we have way too much stuff and way too much access to everything that we want and need. And I know that we're occupied or preoccupied with life and love and family and going to the range and going on vacation and all of those things. But we don't need a run on the store to, go rake all the canned goods off the shelves and, and don't leave any for the next guy coming. Because some people just need some green beans or some corn or some beans to go in their chili. So don't wipe the shelves out. We should never do that. We should just always buy a few extra items when we go to the grocery store, right? So go in there, get you a few extra items every time you go. And every once in a while, stop by another store, maybe a dollar store or something like that. Get you an extra pack of toilet paper. But don't just go in and wipe out the shelves. If you're prepared, stay prepared. And the way you stay prepared is you just simply buy extra stuff when you're in there. So, food, water, security, when you go to the range, don't use up your self-defense ammo. Have a certain amount of ammo that you have on hand, that you always have on hand, that you never run low on, right? Because that's your patriotic duty. So, we are all Minutemen. If you're a patriotic American, you should think about things like, staying as healthy as you can, and staying as prepared as you can, staying trained as you can, having food and provisions, and also know that you have friends and family. And aside from what some people talk about, they're prepared for them and their family and they're not going to help, that's bogus. Look, most of the people that I know, we're not going to turn somebody away. So have extra for somebody else too that you'll probably end up helping, and they may end up helping you as well. So that's what being prepared is all about. When I call it the multi-me, I call it that because I'm not just prepared, and you know what? Look, we all have deficiencies, right? We're not as prepared as we need to be, constantly working on one thing or another, whatever that one thing or another is. So we are all Minutemen. That's the truth. So anyway, I'm sitting here, I'm just sizing some 300 blackout, decapping, sizing, and I thought I'd do a video about this, and just because it just don't seem right to me when I talk to people and they just don't seem as prepared as they should be. Maybe they're more prepared than they think. Maybe they're more prepared than I think. But they don't seem prepared as they should be. And it kind of baffles me because they have all the ingredients there to be prepared. They're smart. They're not hurting for anything. For instance, they have all the tools they need. But they just don't seem prepared. And that's why I'm like, man, I need to just talk to my audience and say, listen, guys, be prepared. Speaking of Minutemen, I have some coffee down here, and we we have a guy in our community. He launched a coffee company called Minuteman Coffee. And this is a couple examples of that, a couple bags that I have. I like it very much. It is very high quality coffee, to say the least. And we need to support companies that don't boycott you. So anyway, just thought it would be worth mentioning. He did give me a link, and I will put that link in the description. That's the discount code, Elvis Ammo, all lowercase, Minuteman Coffee Company. Be cool and stay warm, brother. So there you go. And really wish him the most success. But I'm just sitting here loading up or sizing this this 300 blackout, and I'm trying to decide whether I'll just go ahead and like swage all the primer pockets as well, and some of them are going to need trimming, so I'll probably end up putting them all on the trimmer. Maybe I'll do another video when I do that. I'm just running these things through this, and you see me, I'm running it through twice. And this is the short base D prime size on these 300 blackout, especially in my experience and my humble experience. You can run into trouble with these guys. Short base sizing dies, I recommend the RCBS just because I've had no trouble with it. I'm sure there's others. Anyway, so I'm just sizing and depriming, and I really desperately kind of wanted to talk to you guys about, you know, just the simple thing of food, water, security, know-how, mindset. The multi-me is just knowing how to do multiple things. Don't allow everybody to do everything for you. Do a bunch of stuff yourself so that you can build things, you can drill things, weld things, manufacture things, get creative, come up with things out of the blue, all on the fly, that kind of thing. You know, kind of the MacGyver. It's true. Try to be, you know, more like the MacGyver type, because we don't ever know what we're going, where we're headed, and when we get to where we're headed, what's going to happen when we get there. So, you know, prepare for anything. That 1 through 5, the mindset, food, water, security, know-how, so important. And the know-how and the mindset's probably the most important, because that will get you all of the other things. But guys, get extra food, have a supply of water, have security in place. Get together with your neighbors and your community. Get together with a group. But above all, be prepared. And that way you don't have to freak out when something happens. If there's a hurricane, an earthquake, a storm, power goes out, stores ain't open for a week or two, you're iced out, you don't have to freak out about these things. They're more uncomfortable, obviously, but we can get through if we're prepared. YouTube, I'll see you in the next video.